spring, summer, but it's really about 50 degrees and 50-mile-an-hour winds outside my window right now. So if you hear any background noise, that's probably what it is. I swear it sounds like the wind is gonna rip this corner of my room off. Welcome back to my channel if you are not a new one around here. If you are new around here, hello, and I'm Jacqueline. I'm really glad to have you. I hope you subscribe if this is something you're interested in. I do post 2 beauty videos a week on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I'd love to have you along for them. If you want to stay updated with everything new and latest from me, make sure you click that bell next to the subscribe button. YouTube doesn't update you anymore with things you're subscribed to, so if you do want to stay updated, make sure you take that extra step. Today I thought we would talk about 5 amazing drugstore blush formulations. My top 5, if you will. I started this series on my channel at the request of one of you who requested a top 5 drugstore highlights and mascaras. I am still working on getting 5 mascaras for you, as I am down to only about 2 or 3 that I can tolerate right now. So bear with me as I work on that. Thought I would give you guys my top 5 blush formulas in its stead while we wait for me to come up with some more mascaras that are recommendation worthy. If you are excited to hear about my favorite 5 drugstore blush formulations, go ahead and click that like button. It helps me out a lot and lets me know what you guys are into. I have several of my favorite formulas laid out in front of me, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys about them. See if we have some favorites in common, or if I can introduce you to something new. Let me know in the comments down below. I want to start with the least expensive and work my way towards the more expensive side of drugstore, because that just makes sense to me. Coming in at the least expensive, we have Essence Satin Touch Blush, and this is in the shade Satin Coral. I'll swatch all of these blushes for you guys so you guys can kind of get an idea. I will kind of heavily swatch so you can see the color. This is not how it would apply as a blush. All of these blushes are beautiful. This one is fairly pigmented. This does last all day for me. I really enjoy this color. It's just a nice peachy flush, nothing too abnormal, something very, very natural in tone. These blushes, I believe, are between $2 and $3 at Ulta or wherever else sells Essence products. There are only 2 shades. This is the more warm tone of the 2. I have not tried out the cool tone shade, though I am looking to add that to my collection as well. Next up, I have the Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes. This particular one is in the shade Mellow Wine. This one is actually my least used of these blushes because it is the most pigmented, as you can kind of see here. I use the more natural tones. I actually have them all depotted in a customizable palette, but this is the shade Mellow Wine. It's a little bit more on the red side than this Essence one. I really enjoy this formulation. It is highly pigmented. All the others that I own are a shimmer finish as opposed to this more matte satin that is the Mellow Wine color. This lasts all day on my skin, just like the Essence one. I would never recommend something to you that doesn't last, just so that you're aware. I am very hard on my products regardless of the price point. If they don't perform well enough, then they haven't earned their place here. So just for clarity. The Wet n Wild Color Icon blushes, I believe, are $3.99 if I am not mistaken. Absolutely worth it. The only one that I do not own is the shade Fantastic Plastic Pink, because that one has chunks of silver glitter in it, and I just don't think that looks good on anybody personally. But I do own all the other shades. This next one is Milani. This is their powder blush, the rose powder blush. This one in particular is in the shade Coral Cove. Thought I'd show something that wasn't just a natural color for once. This can be built up to be really intense, as you can see here, but it can also just be a very sheer wash. So I love this one. This one is a very fun pop of color. It really brightens up the face, especially if you have any yellow undertones to your skin. This one I just think brings a beautiful kind of youthful glow to the cheeks. I love it. It doesn't have any shimmer to it. This particular one is matte. There are shimmer formulas as well. They're huge, so it'll take you forever to get through them. I have the Burts Bees blush in the shade Bare Peach. If you're not gathering this by now, I really like peach blushes. This one is more orangey than the ones we've looked at thus far. I really enjoy this. This is very similar to a NARS blush that I love that is no longer available called Gina. Gina is completely matte, but again, that's not available for purchase anymore. I believe these Burt's Bees blushes are between $10 and $12 depending on where you find them. I really enjoy this shade. It has just enough shimmer to give some life to the skin, but it doesn't take away from your overall look. It doesn't accentuate texture or anything like that. It doesn't look like a disco ball on your cheeks, but it's truly just this natural level of sheen to the finish. I adore it. If you guys have any recommendations on what colors I should try out next from the line, please recommend them down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Last but not least, and I believe the most expensive of the bunch, is the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. I have two of these. This one is in the shade Vintage Rouge. It is kind of a warm reddish orange. We're all kind of in the same color family here. I do really enjoy these blushes for their sheer buildable quality. They do last all day on my skin, and the blush is gorgeous. I do have this one and a more cool tone pink. They both perform beautifully and can be built up or sheared out. Especially if you can find these on sale, I would highly recommend. I don't have the first two shades that launched, which were Natural Glow and Plum Rose. Those ones are much more subdued colors, so if you like much more sheer washes of color, those would be the ones that you want to look for. That concludes these top 5 drugstore blush formulas, in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts down below. Is there another wonderful blush from the drugstore that you think I need to see? Always up for a suggestion. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day or evening wherever you are. As always, leave any requests for new videos in the comments down below. I do read everything and I love getting to know you. I hope that you keep dreaming. I'll see you in my next video.